Geordie, tell me about this ladder. Tell me about this AFL ladder. I'm saying 1 and 2, no worries, lock them away. The rest of it is a raffle for mine right now. I cannot work it out all the way down to 13.
Oh, I think when you've got a set on a side, well, a surprise gets popped up. Even looking at the comparison ladder this time last year, 32 points get you into the 8. So, you know, all those sides that are vying for that 8th position off Brisbane and Collingwood and Port Adelaide, they would be in if it was last year. Mainly I was looking at the Hawks, Gaz. But their form has certainly been extraordinary in recent times. But, yeah, that's the fascination. I think the fascination was last year. Certainly this year it's got even better.
Well, 14 wins. Take it this year. It's going to be interesting. Like, 14 wins will be a big... to make the top 8, if you need 14, it's going to be a big ask for a few teams.
The irony of that ladder is the team in 13th is probably the one you can trust the most out of all those groups. Hey, it's back. Every 4 weeks, you just happen to be here. It's the Premiership Window. It's come back again. And I tell you what, there's people all over Australia right now who are dancing and jumping up and down on the couch. Just to give you a bit of a recap. You have to be in the Premiership Window. The top right corner, 17 of the last 19 premiers. That's top 6 for scoring and top 6 for points against. All 19 Premiership teams have been above the line. So if your team right now is below the line, you're going, what's going on? Carlton are the big one. I can tell you right now, having spoken to Horny, they are going in the right direction. And he tells me by round 20, they'll be up in that Premiership Window. But it's this is the biggest challenge the Window's ever had.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. So 2 of the teams in there, Brisbane, they've got to be careful though. Brisbane just defensively. So we know they're on fire. Probably they did everything they could to cough up the game on Friday night, but they've got to tighten up defensively, Gaz, otherwise they'll slip out of that.
Dogs are the surprising one for me.
Been there for round 16 and round 12.
Yeah. So they're the surprising one. So the other sides who are climbing up. But if you look at that, that's the surprise and the one that sticks out for me.
Right, let's get into the big questions. And you're coming off a rest and you're first up, so I'll take the new ball. I just watched Fremantle on the weekend and I thought to myself, is Nathan Fyfe just showing the Dockers the way? Has he just said, hey, I'll show you about sacrifice, I'll park my ego. I'm not saying he's an egomaniac, but he's a 2-time Brownlow medalist. He's played his whole career pretty much saying, hey, I'm the man, let me go. And there's been an evolution with this side, and it's happened over a couple of years, and all of a sudden it's not Nate Fyfe anymore. It's Brayshaw, it's Sarong, and now it's Young. And we've all debated where he fits, right? Well, maybe this is where he fits. He goes to Isaac Heaney, the hottest player in the competition, and puts the cooler on him, like he hasn't had on him this year. Now, it wasn't a super hard tag, but Isaac Heaney came off the ground at half-time, spoke to Cam Mooney and said, geez, I'll tell you what, he's a strong bugger.
Guys, was there a bit of Scott Pendlebury about this? A few years ago, I think Scott Pendlebury may have been, not maligned, but may have copped some criticism that, he's maybe not necessarily playing the team role. Yeah. He's certainly been a great individual player, and then he goes to Cripps and starts playing on the opposition's best mid, and that's not a disrespectful thing for Pendlebury, but does he take a leaf out of that book and then he sets the tone for his team?
Yeah, I'm not sure how whether they've had to talk him into the role. The symbolism is powerful, Geordie. You boys have both been there. You've both got premiership medallions around your neck. The symbolism of him saying, hey, we haven't done anything as a footy club. We've been around for a long time. We've tried it our way. There's young blokes coming through. And you have a look at the premiership teams in recent times, Collingwood, Richmond, Melbourne, they all embrace selflessness. You know this. Yep. They said, no, we've got to park ego here. We've got a think team. And I just think, watching that on the weekend, Jordan Clark, 6 or 7 weeks earlier, these 2 teams played and James Jordan went to him and James Jordan did it. Jordan Clark said, no, I'll defend you. I don't need to get off. And in the end, James Jordan had to move. Luke Ryan, the guy who just takes mark, he said, no, there's no Alex Pearce, let me go and defend. And then there's the big fella who... I know I'm going out of order here, but I'm on a roll. I love this.
He's on a roll.
I love this. This is my favourite piece of vision for the year, when you got big Sean Darcy playing on Brodie Grundy. Now, there's been questions about Sean Darcy, about his athleticism. Can he get around the ground? You don't see ruckman on the wing playing one-on-one. You just don't, because they go and they run away from each other and they go, let me go. Sean Darcy did it in such a manner that followed in from everything else I'm talking about. And I'm that excited about it, I said, go to work on it. So I just showed you this vision again. Have a look at the big fella. Look at his eyes. Just have a look at this.
Mate, are we labbing up a spoil, Gary?
Look at the... Where's my music?
Is this in our wheelhouse, Brownie?
Look at the eyes on him.
Mate, are you doing the golden fist, are you? What's going on?
Something's happened in the control room, but I had some...
Hey, we love Nate, or he's from down our way too.
But I love
did they did they come out with that hunting mentality? Because I haven't seen Sydney this year be hunted on their home ground. I just feel like they've just been able to have their way with teams.
And they scored from the back half. That's what they did. They just slaughtered Sydney from their back half. We watched them play against the Western Bulldogs a few weeks ago. They did this early on in the game, but they weren't able to maintain it. I tell you what, they just split them open. 6 or 7 goals, I think, came from the back half, and it was precise. And what happens, Geordie, is the Sydney defenders defend high because they're confident in their ability to turn the footy over. And this run meant they were able to get over the back. And they got over the back. Look at these defenders. They're running back. And then the next play you'll see here, they go, OK, now we've got options. Now we've got them thinking, OK, I've got to be back shoulder. And you watch this. You watch the understanding between Young and Tracy and the hit up. So Tom McCartan says, I'm not getting done over the back. Well, he comes back and hits up at the footy.
Yeah, they've had good ball speed by foot. And also when they flicked that handball on Gaz, we saw that, like you said, against the Bulldogs a few weeks ago. Bulldogs got over them because they smacked them in contest second half. But when they get that kick into the corridor and they flick that quick one on by hands, they're really, really dangerous.
I think just to finalise that Fyfe conversation, because I think it's really important, having been in a situation where the biggest leap teams can make, if you are in Premiership contender, the biggest leap you can make is getting everyone on board. That is from the star players to the players who feel like they don't have a role. Give them a role so they feel valued. This is the biggest leap that Fremantle could possibly take. I can't remember the time when Nat Fyfe did a run with role, whatever it might have been. Yeah. So you're right, what that does to the rest of the playing group could be bigger than any leap you can possibly make.
We might mark this down as a big moment in their year. What do you got for us? Big question.
Well, my question is, looking at the competition, how close it is, and you mentioned Sydney and Carlton, and I look at Carlton's list right now, and once again, you try and mirror that to all the Premiership contenders and the Premiership teams over the last however many years. You look at the spine and you look at the playing group in terms of their fitness and their ability to win games. So my question is, in the next 2 years, if Carlton don't salute, is that underachieving for a side that has 7 of the top 100 players in the league? That's not including Wiedering or Walsh. Walsh hasn't played enough games to qualify, and Wiedering is arguably the best one-on-one player in the competition. So effectively 50% of your list is in the top 100 players in the competition, and they're showing the type of form that was reminiscent of Geelong in 2022 when they got on that run, Richmond in 2019 when they got on that run. I just look at this right now and think, where is their weakness? And even this third quarter performance, you go, wow, Carlton were really dynamic and powerful in the third quarter. It went from 6 points to 46 points in the space of 10 minutes. Now, it didn't just come from Curnow or Mackay or Cripps. There was 8 different goal kickers in that third quarter. So they can get you from anywhere, which I think is the most exciting part. And then even look at the players they've included, like Hollands. Hollands has been a really good contributor for them, and just given them depth. They've had injuries like any other side has had injuries this year, but because of their depth, they've been able to cope with that. I just think that holds you in really good stead come finals time.
Let's stack them up against the team who's been on top of the ladder all year then and have a look at the numbers, because I watched them as well and I'm thinking, gee, you go through the middle of the ground and the 3 that we've talked about all year, which has been Heaney, Warner and Goulden, you can stack up Cricks, Walsh and Akers right next to them, because they've been absolutely outstanding. These numbers here suggest that they are absolutely where they need to be.
And even the support crew, like the crew that don't get the accolades, like Newman and Kennedy and those guys who play those roles to allow the others to attack. And I think just one thing, speaking to Paddy Cripps, and you speak about individual awards, he doesn't care about individual awards anymore. They are wholly and solely focused on what is coming towards the end of September, which I love the attitude.
Carlton fans are enjoying that, Geordie. Don't you worry about that.
I like that too, McCurnow.
Yeah.
That's the new name.
That's the new catch cry.
That's the catch cry. McCurnow! How good.
Brangelina.
Absolutely, guys. On fire.